Today we are here for a very exciting conversation powered by ETRetail in association with Yango Tech. We are going to be discussing how to power up e-grocery, and today I'm joined by a very exciting set of speakers. We have with us Arpan Agarwal, the MD of Your Everyday Superstore, Aditya Mittal, the CEO for Raj Mandir Hypermarket, and Yugnevi Chernikov, COO Yango Tech. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Yes.
So Arpan, I want to start with you. You know, this is such an exciting time for grocery retail businesses. This is ideally considered to be a very complex market. And over the last few years, so much of transformation has happened. For your business and what you see around, what really does the word omnichannel mean?
I think omnichannel means any offline brick and mortar grocery store trying to take the best of technology and trying to integrate it with their stores in some manner. Be it having the presence over an application, website, and being there available for the customer on WhatsApp. And when it comes to the inventory side, using the best of softwares to make sure that the kind of inventory management that they're doing is very synced, and it's all the time, it's exactly same for all the customers. So it should not be like if a customer is purchasing something online and at the same time there's a customer in the store that is purchasing something physically. So it shouldn't be the case that the customer has purchased offline and it has gotten out of stock, but the online person is still able to buy it. So to avoid that, you need that omni-channel presence, and I think that is something that is in today's time especially, that all of these different online stores are just booming so heavily. So in today's time, I think it is very necessary for every grocery store or brick and mortar grocery store to be properly omni-channel or omni-available.
Perfect. I think, again, like I said, very interesting times. One of the key factors you highlighted was having software solutions, technology. We can very easily say technology is at the core of every business today. Yeah. Aditya, I'd like to get your thoughts on this.
I believe that omnichannel means like it's unlocking for the business to various aspects for revenue generating. Like for a offline store, it could be getting revenue from WhatsApp, from website, from other collaborations they do with the other partners. Like if for a restaurant, it's a omnichannel like walk-ins, then for deliveries, then on WhatsApp, and then on telephonic. And I believe that WhatsApp has created a much better platform from the starting only, when the technology was not there and people used to just WhatsApp their list to their local grocery stores and they used to deliver. From at that point of time, the omni-channel word was not there, but now it has grown so much just because of the technology, and there are further more ways than that people can connect to a company.
Perfect. Excellent example of, WhatsApp that you highlighted. And like I like to say this very often, our Kirana stores were doing quick commerce way before the concept of quick commerce came into the picture. Yugnevi, you work with so many retailers across the globe. What is the trend you see and how are they looking at omnichannel today?
I think this is very insightful to hear how people in different parts of the world, what they mean by the omnichannel. And at the end of the day, the definition which the guy is given here is very simple and precise. The answer is in the question, omni-channel, so different channels, right? So there is an offline channel where the customer passes by, sees the sign, walks in and buys, right? And then there is online channel. And here, they buy through the app, they buy through the WhatsApp, those are digital channels, right? And now this is where the differentiation, like the differences between mature markets and emerging markets is so prominent, right? So right from the first words, you mentioned WhatsApp, right? And this is it is what is adopted for the customer needs, right? So in omni-channel world, all around the world, the channels are different. In some countries, they're using WhatsApp. In the other countries, they are using very sophisticated technologies. through the website, sometimes that could be through the app, sometimes that could be through the aggregator. Sometimes there is even like the VR technologies where you can go into, say, digital store and pick the items there. That's another channel as well. But what's interesting here is that no matter what the channel, the customer needs and the customer wants are very similar. So the guy who orders through WhatsApp from the local Kirana store, or the guy who orders from the very sophisticated app, or the one who actually sends maybe someone of his team to buy something, they're satisfying all the same need, just through the different channels, right? So, and what we see in the emerging markets is that the channels are much more creative than in the mature markets, I would say. Yeah.
Very interesting. Customer needs is the keyword I'll take from your answer. And Aditya, to serve to these customer needs, wherein I as a customer want my order to be delivered under 8 minutes, not even 10, for these crazy needs that the customer of today is coming up with, at the back end, what goes on? How do you integrate these multiple channels, in your business so that you serve the customer, you are able to match their needs and demands?
So the technology is the need of the hour right now. So for an offline stores to integrate to the online, what is needed is the integration between them. Like for a local Kirana store or a chain of Kirana stores, they can move their inventory online, but there should be a platform. It should be accessible for the customers, so that there is no flaw in the chain because the customers orders and then there is no fulfillment. So there should be a easy integration between that. And what makes that easy is like you can use third-party applications, you can integrate with other people, or you can do like manual work, but integration should be very smooth.
Yeah. Can you maybe go a little specific and share if at Rajmandir you guys have worked on any specific software or technology to sort of up your game in the omnichannel space?
So the technology which we are using is SFTP, like which transfers the offline inventory level to their cloud, and that happens, and the users are able to see the inventory which is present in our stores, and they can order it online or through WhatsApp or through telephonic. But right now we are integrating with app which is pin code, which will help us to explore more ways of getting and reaching the customers.
Wow, very interesting. Maybe I'd like to bring you in here. He mentioned the technologies that they are using at their companies. Globally, what are the popular tech solutions that have come to the forefront of this solving retailers' plea here?
This is such a new and emerging market, an emerging demand, that there are, of course, companies who are solving parts of the problem, but there are very few companies who actually are experienced enough and who are actually doing it right. Because of course, and India is like one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world. There is no shortage of developers and entrepreneurs here. You come up with the idea, you have 10 people doing it for you, the next day the MVP, the day after that you already raised like millions for the startup and you're selling it to everyone, right? And it's super fast here, but the experience also matters, right? And it's like just you guys have had your offline retail now for quite some time, and you've been in business for decades now, right? And there is generational knowledge, there is understanding of what's happening on the market, and anyone who is trying to do something like what you are doing, coming into the game, they have great teams, they have build the team and everything, but they cannot buy and they cannot acquire the experience, the problems, the suffering which you have gone through building this, right? And I think this is the key here, right? So there are companies, very few companies who manage to build big businesses. And there are very different problems which one Kirana store faces when he wants to list some of his inventory online on one of the aggregators. Then when you have like 10 stores, then you have 30 stores. When you're doing 1,000 orders a day, 10,000 orders a day, And what happens? What kind of infrastructure, what kind of processes the retailer will need when he hits like 100,000 daily orders mark? 100,000 daily orders, it's different infrastructure, different team, different process, right? And here, and this is the kind of growth which is going to happen in India, and I have seen this sort of growth in many other countries. And we look at Zeptos, we look at Blinkits, and they're doing hundreds of thousands of orders. But still, in all of the mature economies like the UK, for example, more than 50% of the GMV, of online GMV, still belongs to Tesco's and Sainsbury's. So those guys, they were not the first ones, or maybe they were the first ones, but not the right way. The online guys captured a lot of online revenue, but then the big guys, or the established guys, the conventional guys, however you call them, caught up with their game. But it takes the whole different level of technology and the expertise to get there, right? And here I would not say that there is any company which knows the whole thing end to end. And of course, I have a few names on top of my mind who are kind of doing that, but I will not name them because they are my competitors.
Got it. Perfect. I think a very important point that Yugnevi highlighted is how difficult or how big a challenge it is for established retailers, who have multiple chains, who are handling 10,000 orders every day. Arpan, I'd like to bring you in here, and if you can share the biggest challenge, one or two that you guys have faced managing such, a higher, a bigger number of orders every day with new layers of channels adding every day.
So I think the biggest challenge that comes every day is stock management. It is one of the biggest challenges. We try to solve it using technology. We have backend, we have SAP on our backend, so we are trying to maintain the perfect ROL reorder levels, and we are trying to establish the ARS so that we are able to properly replenish the stock at this proper time. Because I feel like no matter how many the orders are there, if you have got stock, it will sell. So it is a very important thing, and also we do a lot of personalized, because we are trying to take orders via the app as well. So we are trying to do a lot of personalized offers. So if there's a customer that has been purchasing coffee for a very long time, so we try to push them coffee related offers. Because if you are giving them tea offers, it won't make much sense, because for them coffee is what they want. So that ways we try to know the customer, know the sales that we're going to have. Then we try to, there is like festivals, they keep happening in India, and then you have got like area-based target marketing also that happens. So through them we try to get the best kind of idea, that the kind of orders that we're going to have, and try to maintain the stock, so that no matter how many orders we get, be it 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, we always make sure that we have got that amount of stock in store for the customers. And sometimes it also happens that we are getting orders from online and offline. So we are trying to make update our software in such manner that it is able to make a route for the delivery guy who can cater multiple orders in that particular route. So if he'll be able to deliver 4 orders in that particular route, so you asked for 8-minute delivery, so we'll be able to fulfill that. And at the same time, we'd be saving a buck or two in that whole process.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I'll again like to bring you in, Yugnevi. He highlighted, in the entire end-to-end process, from your warehouse inventory management to order fulfillment to delivery, and delivering as fast as possible, and again saving a buck or two there. Are there any solutions that you guys are working at Yango Tech, which help retailers as such?
Yeah, we of course have you see, like a bit of a history of where our solutions are coming from. We first built our own business where we, like say, 1PL. So we build stores which are online only, the dark stores, right? It's these days old news. Back then it was like a bit of an invention. And we build everything, the inventory management from scratch, the delivery platform from scratch, the client apps, of course, from scratch, all the integrations and stuff. And of course, we have the full set, and we learned to save the buck or two on every step of this. We learned it hard way, obviously losing money. Again, not having the advantage of the experience or of having the full retail operation. And we faced quite a lot of problems in like how do we buy the groceries, how do we manage it, because we did not have the conventional retail before that, right? And then of course, like for every aspect of this value chain, we learned that we have the optimization or the technologies which are either compatible with what exists. Like, for example, we do integrate with SAP on many of our partners, and this is absolute must. Of course, there is lots of different ways of how SAP can be set up. I guess we can talk a lot about this, like how hard it is at times, but how important it is for the business, right? So I can tell a lot about like every single aspect of the value chain and what optimizations we do there. But I'm really keen to hear, in fact, from the people who are doing this in this country, what are the biggest challenges? One of them you mentioned is obviously the stock management, right? So I guess this is the out of stocks, the missing items for the deliveries being one of them, right? Would you say, guys, that and I pardon that I'm asking my questions. Now, I'm really curious how you handling the last mile and the client upsides. Do you have like all the tools which you need for your client apps, like the discounts, the meal deals, the promotions which you have in offline world? Are there any challenges you're facing there? And is there something where you see that you can save a buck or two?
So for that last mile, we have our own fleet, like a couple of people at each of our stores, so that they can deliver it to the nearby stores. But if we talk about the offers and promotions, we have certain tools and we exercise those things so that we can reach out to the customers. We have a large number of data of our users who come to our stores, and we capture their behavior. We know that how they shop, what they shop. We study them, because consumer behavior, it's very important to understand so that you can give them what they really need, right? And giving them offer regarding that, it's like top of the world, because what they need and you're giving the offer for that, it's like what they need, right? So we have fleet, we reach out to the customers, they reach out back to us on WhatsApp, on our website, on telephonic, and then we deliver it to them. There's no such platform for that, like a whole process is not automated, but yeah, we are looking forward for that, personally.
We are trying to do some things in this. So for the customers, right, we try to pursue them using our SMS thing. So if the customer has not visited our store since a while, so we give them like 5% off, and if it has been a bit more, then we offer them 7.5%, and so on and so forth. If it has been like 3 months, so we try to give them a very good offer, so that we try to get them. And at the same time, we are trying to come up with a new it's a feature that we are trying to load in our application for the customers offer only. So I faced this issue back in London. I was back then it was not that common to shop online. So, but it was some feature that was available in the nearby supermarket that I had. It was Asda, I guess, as far as I remember. So, I was doing the online shopping, and I was filling up my cart. And, after 14, 15 items, I was so tired. I was like, I'd just rather go down to the store, because, it is very hard to like just find each product that I want and then just put it in the cart. So we are trying to come up with a feature where if a customer has, put in 10 items in their cart, in their mobile cart, so they can just, tell the time, and now they want to shop inside the store, because at the end of the day, it's the customer experience that I felt, people really like. And from a store's perspective, I guess our average ticket value is the best when it comes to, when the customer comes to the store. So they can just resume their shopping when they come to our store, and they will have that, 15 items that they put in the cart already set up for them inside the store, so they can just continue shopping from where they left off in the application.
Wow. So this is a seamless experience, whether you're shopping online, whether you're shopping offline. This personalization factor, I think it's super critical today. What more should retailers be doing to offer personalized experiences to their customers?
I think, the whole of the retail world is very much on the personalization. It's becoming a buzzword, just probably second to AI, right? These days in the retail world. But I think what we are hearing here from the people who are actually building the retail 2.0, we can say, the retail of the new world, is that personalization is something that must be done, and they are already doing it, but probably the most complex and advanced personalization is something that will be needed a little bit on the later stage. So what we're hearing is that, for example, what you are doing very much focused on the customer retention and reactivation, right? And this is something that, of course, many retailers in mature markets have been doing for decades. And here, the companies are just starting to do it. And imagine when the companies adopt this, how much more impactful that's going to be to the P&L compared to some minor adjustments of the in the personalizations, right? And here from you, I hear that right now you have quite a few different channels. So that's taking the order on the phone, on WhatsApp, and I just can't imagine how complex that must be operationally to manage the orders. I wouldn't be surprised when the same guy places on WhatsApp and then calls up and then it's like
Get either of the order.
So in fact, I think from what we hear and what we see in this market, there is few basics and few things at the very foundation of the online grocery which are need to be solved before we implement the personalizations. And that actually excites, I've been coming to India for quite some time now, and that's what excites me, that there is so much opportunity, because those are the things that are at the very initial stage of the online grocery growth. And that means that once those are solved, then the exponential growth can be unlocked, because the demand is there, as we see from the mature markets. Yeah. So I completely deviated from your question on the personalization.
And I think that's a very realistic point of view. In fact, just taking input from what you shared, I want to understand this customer data which is available with us today, the trends, the patterns that you see. How do you use those patterns and trends to maybe solve one of the initial problems that Yugnivi is talking about? Does that data help you look back at the core strategies of building a grocery business?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, we have around 3 million database of Delhi customers. So we study it and we understand what's the behavior of the customer, like what he likes to purchase, when he likes to purchase, how much he likes to purchase. And according to that, since he mentioned earlier, the main issue in a retail is the stock is not there at the right time. To fulfill that, you need to understand your customer, and to increase your sales also, there should be enough stock to handle a large number unexpected sales, right? So for customers, we leverage that a lot because we send notifications to the users. Then we have other channels like Meta Marketing, Google, YouTube, and all those stuff. We use that data, and in the end, it's how you are reaching to the customers, how you are knocking the door each and every time, because there are so many ways or so many options our customers has right now, and we need to just keep telling him that we are the best and you just need to come and believe in us, right? So leveraging customer is very important, and I've seen many people who don't understand the power of data, the customer data, but now people have started believing in that.
True, absolutely. Arpan, what would you like to add to that?
I think he sums it up pretty well, because at the end of the day, customer has got so many options. He can buy one particular thing from 10 places at 10 different prices. So right now, it is up to the customer, what is he in the mood for today, if he's in the mood to go out and shop, because I feel like we have got this advantage over online stores, that customer has some place that they can come back to and just share their grievance with. Because it recently happened with me even. I ordered something from Amazon. It was a charger. So I ordered it, and it didn't come to my home. So, and it showed that it'll come out 5 days later, and still it didn't. So I contacted the customer care and this and that. They asked me, okay, just forget about it, reorder it. I was like, it's okay. It was not that expensive if I get the refund or not, but that's second, I'll reorder it. But it again happened. So I have no way to go for that particular thing. But in stores like ours, you can always come and you can have that grievance to, the store that, this product is not well, or, and I think fresh division is something which online is still not able to, has not able to crack that properly, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, you have ordered 1 kg of onion, you don't know the kind of onions that you're going to get. But when there's a brick and mortar store that's omni available, you can order it via an application, via any of our applications, but you have somewhere, some place to go to and complain about. Because people in India, I think they love to share their grievances as much as they can. So.
Perfect. I think trust is the word we can say. We Indians, we really love to trust the place we're going to spend our money at. Yeah. So we should do that. Perfect. Before wrapping this up, I have one last question for you all, and I'll start with you. I want to understand, what is that one big trend you believe every grocery retailer should really bet on to become a seamless omni-channel business in the future?
Look, I think the trend is sort of the market trend, or what the customers demand, or what is going to happen on the market. And that, I think we are all spotting now. It's the online grocery is going to explode, grow exponentially. If there are companies in the other markets which generate over 50% of their revenues from the online, of course, that is going to start happening everywhere in the world. The only question is where and how fast, right? Now, to the other part of your question, what technology is going to kind of enable, and what technology is going to be detrimental to this one? If there was a simple answer, I guess if there was a simple answer to the problem, how to capture the big trend, everyone would be a successful entrepreneur or the businessman. I think that the big trend is online grocery growth, right? So why is it growing? Because it's satisfying the needs which retailers were not able to satisfy before, which is, everyone calls it differently, but this is one of the cornerstones of the value proposition. Some people call it accessibility, some people call it kind of time. At the end of the day, how fast can I get the assortments at the price which you are selling it to, right? And this changes the value proposition so much. Value proposition can be split into 3 main aspects, which would be the price, the assortment, and the accessibility, or how fast can I get it, right? Now, if I was only able to order it for the next day or for 2 days from now, and probably it would come incomplete, right, in the example which you just have given, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't go again. Now, if I consistently can get what I want faster than to go myself and do it, wow, that's now appealing to me. So everyone now learned that this is possible. Everyone wants this now, right? Now, so if we understood that one of the things which is changing in the demands, then our value proposition needs to be adjusted for this. This is the time, right? So if we need to improve the time of the delivery, then what do we need to do? Real-time inventory, fleet management and order management so that we can dispatch fast, and great customer online experience, because if the customer is ordering, he's not going to the shop. So your shop front is becoming digital. And retailers have been building their offline grocery stores for decades, setting up the aisles, putting the promotions, training their staff. Now, how do we bring these decades of experience and tools and little tricks and personal touches to the digital? As you rightly mentioned, the customer wants to complain, right? He wants to complain. How can I make him have the same, some would say that it's a pleasant experience or unpleasant experience, but he wants to do the same thing as he was doing in the offline, now in the online. So how do I make this? Maybe I'll connecting through the video call or whatever it is, but we need to bring all of these digital. So just to summarize, I think to optimize for the online experience, to give the speed and the convenience, which is going to create this beautiful user experience.
Yeah. Wow, I think beautifully summed up. Either at Rajmandir, what is that one problem statement you will be focusing on to solve, one solution that you are looking for?
So as he said, rightly said, and what I believe is that if you see in North India or like in India, there's no single app which is a grocery like offline store who has built a app which is like very famous and very big, and just because that an offline store is not able to have that kind of technology, or he cannot focus on that kind of technology which is needed to handle a order 100K or like 100K orders a day. So it's necessary for a offline retail store to partner or with collab or with like to like go other ways so that he can reach out to the customers. For us, it's like we need to create an app, but it's kind of, it needs good bandwidth and good quality of people who can integrate that thing, take our offline inventory online at that scale that it can handle a 100,000 orders a day, because since we have a large presence in Delhi and will be increasing more to NCR and all those areas. So we need to build that kind of technology which we can handle so much. So I think that issue will be facing. So we are like handling it with collaborating with pin code and ONDC platform as India has developed it for solving this kind of problem.
Wonderful. I think very specific. Thank you so much for that. Arpan, same question, one problem statement you will be working at.
I think the major problem that he also mentioned is that any offline store is not able to properly make an application that is very famous and or very useful for the people, because I feel like the issue that we majorly face is that the inventory for the offline and online customer is the same. We can't have two separate inventories for that customer. It has to be the same, and keeping the inventory for the online customer readily or in sync at the same time, at the same second, is a bit tough. You might have just one bottle of Mon syrup or anything, and there might be a customer online who's trying to place an order, and there's another customer who's getting the bottle. So you can't just snatch from them and be like, oh no, I have to deliver it online. So that is something that can be solved if you have got that kind of proper reorder level set. Again, I think that is very important, because I feel like no matter the offers, because in online, like Blinkit and all these applications, you don't have variety. You have like one brand of pasta that will have 3 or 4 categories, and when you come to our store, you'll have like 10 brands of pasta. You'll have a penne starting from 70 rupees, 100, 150, 200, 350, 400, 500 even. So you've got that variety that you might not be able to find in an online store. So if there is, I think, stock availability for the customer at the time when when the customer requires, that can be solved. But again, that would be heavily relied on online analysis and online softwares, these softwares, to make sure that all of the things that we are doing are properly maintained for the customers.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And based on the challenges and the pain points that we have discussed, I can fairly say it will be super interesting to see how retailers and solution providers, they sort of come together and collaborate to cater to this market. And as I said, grocery retail is always an exciting market. It's super complex but exciting. So looking forward for more exciting developments. Thank you again for joining us today, gentlemen. Thank you. For more such conversations, stay tuned at ETRetail.